It began like any other weekend in the suburbs of Austin, Texas. A soft Friday sunset melting over quiet streets, laughter echoing from backyards, and the faint smell of barbecue drifting through the air. 4 or 5 friends from Cedarwood High. It was meant to be their last carefree night together before college scattered them apart. Emily Torres, bright-eyed and gentle, had decided to host a sleepover at her family's modern 2-story home on Larkspur Lane. Her best friends, Zoe Miller, a bold cheerleader, Kara Benson, quiet but intuitive, twins Liam and Noah Carter, popular and mischievous, arrived just after dusk carrying sleeping bags, snacks, and secrets they didn't know would turn deadly before dawn. The night started with loud music, TikTok dances, and plans for the future. Emily's parents had left for a weekend conference in Dallas, trusting their daughter to be responsible. By 10 p.m., pizza boxes littered the table, and the group sprawled across the living room floor surrounded by blankets and pillows. Zoe teased Noah about his crush on Emily, while Liam scrolled through a horror story thread, laughing about ghost sightings near the Greenbelt. The laughter was the kind that masks tension, the kind that pretends everything is fine when, deep down, something already feels off. At 11:37 p.m., the doorbell rang. No one expected visitors. Emily frowned, glancing toward the frosted glass panel. Outside, the porch light illuminated nothing but the driveway. Probably Amazon, Liam joked, but when they opened the door, there was no one there, only a small brown envelope resting on the welcome mat. Written across it in shaky ink were 3 words: "You can't hide." Everyone thought it was a prank, maybe from one of the Carter twins, but both swore they hadn't done it. Emily's face turned pale. "Let's just forget it," she said, forcing a smile. "We'll laugh about it tomorrow." By midnight, a thunderstorm rolled in. Rain pounded against the windows, and the mood shifted. Kara suggested watching a scary movie to distract them. Halfway through, the power flickered, plunging them into darkness. Someone, later believed to be Zoe, screamed when a shadow passed by the backyard window. Liam grabbed a flashlight, joking again to keep the fear away, but his hands trembled as he stepped closer to the glass. "Nothing there," he said, though his voice lacked conviction. The storm outside grew violent, lightning flashing in bursts that painted everyone's faces in stark white fear. At 1:08 a.m., Emily went upstairs to get extra blankets. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. When she didn't return after 10 minutes, Zoe went looking for her, calling her name up the dark staircase. She found Emily's phone buzzing on her bed, a half-written text open on the screen. "Someone's outside." The message ended abruptly. Panic set in. The twins ran through the house, checking every room. The back door, which Emily swore she'd locked, was wide open. Rain had soaked the floor. Kara dialed 911, but before the dispatcher could even respond, the call cut off, later traced to interference from the storm. They tried again, and this time the line stayed open long enough for Kara to say, "Our friend is missing, we think someone took her." Police arrived 20 minutes later, but by then, everything had changed. Officers found Zoe sitting in shock near the kitchen island, her hands shaking. Liam stood by the window, pale, unable to speak. Noah was nowhere to be found. The officer in charge, Detective Mark Renshaw, noted the eerie stillness of the house, the overturned chair, the wet footprints leading from the back door to the hallway, and the faint sound of a music box playing upstairs. When they followed the sound, they found Emily's room in disarray, her bedsheets torn, her necklace snapped in half on the floor. By dawn, the neighborhood was crawling with police and news vans. Emily's disappearance hit the community hard. She was well-liked, a star student, and her parents were respected business owners. At first, police suspected a break-in gone wrong, but the lack of forced entry told a different story. Someone she knew had been there. Someone she trusted. 4 days, search teams combed the nearby woods and creeks. Volunteers passed out flyers with Emily's picture, brown hair, green eyes, the kind of smile that made you believe she'd never hurt anyone. But 1 week later, everything changed when a jogger found a body near Barton Creek. It was Emily. She was wrapped in a torn bedsheet, her wrists bound, her hair matted with mud. The autopsy revealed blunt force trauma and traces of sedatives in her system. What confused investigators was the message carved faintly into her wrist. "He knows." Detective Renshaw focused first on the friends. Their stories didn't align. Zoe claimed she'd heard voices outside around 12:45 a.m., but Liam denied it. Noah, the twin who had vanished that night, became the prime suspect when his car was found abandoned near the creek where Emily's body was discovered. Inside were muddy shoes, a half-empty bottle of sleeping pills, and Emily's necklace. But Noah was nowhere to be found. Rumors flooded social media. Some said Noah had confessed to a friend before fleeing town. Others believed the envelope with the message "you can't hide" was a threat to all of them, not just Emily. Police tracked Noah's last phone signal to an abandoned farmhouse 20 miles away. Inside, they found strange symbols painted on the walls, Polaroid photos of the group, and a recording device still running. On it, a distorted male voice whispered, "She found out what you did." The case exploded online. Reddit threads and YouTube sleuths dissected every detail. Was it a cult? A revenge plot? Or something darker buried in their past? Detective Renshaw's investigation uncovered that 6 months earlier, the group had accidentally filmed something during a camping trip, a video never reported, but recovered from Liam's deleted drive. It showed a man being assaulted near the same creek where Emily's body was later found. The group had never told anyone, fearing they'd be blamed for not reporting it. Emily, guilt-ridden, had planned to go to the police that week. Someone knew. A month later, Noah's body was found hanging from a tree near the edge of the greenbelt. A note pinned to his shirt read, "I couldn't live with it anymore." Police ruled it a suicide, but Renshaw wasn't convinced. The handwriting didn't match Noah's, and under his fingernails, they found traces of the same sedative that had been used on Emily. The case turned cold, but the questions only deepened. 2 years passed. Zoe moved away, changing her last name. Liam left for California, giving few interviews but once telling a podcast host, "We thought it was over. But sometimes at night I still hear her phone buzzing." Kara stayed in town, occasionally visiting Emily's parents, who never sold the house on Larkspur Lane. Then, in 2022, an anonymous letter arrived at the Austin Police Department. Inside was a single USB drive labeled Larkspur. The footage showed grainy night vision clips from inside Emily's home that night, angles no one remembered setting up. It showed someone standing over Emily's bed while she slept, whispering her name, before cutting to static. The timestamp matched 12:51 a.m., just minutes before she disappeared. The face was never clear, but the frame captured a bracelet on the person's wrist, the same one Zoe had worn that night. Detective Renshaw, now retired, reopened the file privately. He reached out to Zoe, who denied everything. "That bracelet was lost that night," she said. "You think I killed my best friend? It wasn't me, it was him." When asked who him referred to, she hung up the phone. 2 weeks later, Zoe's apartment burned down in an electrical fire. Her remains were never conclusively identified. By 2024, the story of the Larkspur Sleepover had become one of Texas's most haunting unsolved cases. Every anniversary, true crime enthusiasts gathered outside the old Torres house, filming TikToks and whispering theories. Some believed Emily's ghost haunted the property. Neighbors claimed to hear a girl's voice calling from the second floor when the windows were open. Others swore they saw a shadow move behind the curtains at night. But for Emily's mother, Rosa Torres, there was only grief. "The truth," she told a reporter through tears, "hurts worse than the lie. Because someone out there still knows." Detective Renshaw's final note in the case file simply read, "All of them lied." In 2025, a maintenance worker clearing out the basement of the Torres home found a hidden compartment behind a wall panel. Inside were 5 Polaroids, each dated the night of the sleepover, each showing one of the friends asleep, taken from inside the house. The final photo showed Emily, eyes open, staring directly at the camera. Her lips formed a faint, terrified smile. The photo was sent for analysis, but the results were inconclusive. The case remains officially unsolved. Some detectives believe the truth lies within that missing hour between 12:30 and 1:30 a.m., when 5 friends laughed, 1 disappeared, and something unholy came through the door. To this day, locals avoid Larkspur Lane after dark, and the Torres house remains abandoned, its porch lights still flickering from the storm that never seemed to end. This tragic event reminds us that sometimes evil doesn't come from strangers lurking in the dark. It comes from the people we know, the ones who sit beside us laughing over pizza, the ones we trust with our deepest secrets. And when the night ends and the lights go out, what's left behind isn't just fear, but the haunting echo of a truth too painful to face. Because some sleepovers never end.
This is True Crime Moment, where real crime gives real chills.